Oh boy. Okay. Now, good morning, good morning, good morning again. Good morning, my friends. Good morning, my people. Who's up right now? It's 11:29-ish in the morning. Good morning, good morning. I've been up for a few hours doing some very little actually, besides caffeinating. Hope y'all are reasonably fueled. I had a little bit of a snack right before I stepped out the door, because I might not have time to make breakfast between doing this little run and whatever comes next. But, we're here. So, since we're here, we've got the chance to get some work done, don't we? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, well, we've begun running. This is going to be a short one today. It's going to be a little mini run. Ooh, yeah, I can feel that in the feet. I've been doing a lot of running. It's been good. We're creeping up to that limit, to that soft limit that I've got in my brain that I'm going to be crashing right through it, breaking into a whole new world, broaching the tide to find the ocean. That's what we do around here. And where's here, you might ask? Well, geographically, I'm not going to tell you. However, metaphorically, anecdotally, personally, heartfully, and truthfully, I will tell you where we are. We are on a podcast today. We're on episode 14 of a podcast. This podcast's name is Ride Along with Run Man. Yours truly, Run Man at the helm. I've got the wheel. We're steering into turgid waters, but today we're taking just the briefest sojourn from the maelstrom. Those are all words. I love making myself sound smart. I think you all know that by now. Don't worry. We'll attend to that addiction given time. I think we're already attending to it, actually. I'm alert and aware to some of the times when I look like a gosh darn diddly dang clown and a fool in public. And sometimes I find some great mirth in that. So I think we've already done pretty good. Once again, episode 14, Run Man at the helm. And we're out here going. That's the whole structure of this thing. Minus a dream. Minus a quest element. Because this podcast, although it is about running, it's deeper than that, isn't it? Because why am I running? Oh, by the way, this is a mini episode. I'm going to try to, I'm going to try to gird my language in such a way as to be acceptable for the household. A lot of the time I curse and I rant and I rave. This time, we're going to dial it back. I'm going to make a conscious effort and therefore do something new with the podcast and be productive with it. So, this is a test flight, so to speak. And we'll just test the waters here. We'll see what's going on. If it feels good, I'll do regular installments of this. I might even do a secondary playlist so you guys can tune in and watch. Maybe if you're all like, I don't know, what would the entire family be doing while listening to me running and accompanying me on my journeys? Well, maybe you're having like a cheat night, like a TV dinner night. Once a week, couple of times a month, we don't cook dinner and we don't go crazy on the preparations. We don't eat formally at the table. We just let ourselves go. Just here and there, Maybe that's every night for you. I'm a bit of a hybrid. I both organize and don't organize my meal times. It's just one more practice, right? But for y'all, let's say you're having an informal dinner like that, or you just want some background noise while all the kids are doing homework and the parents are doing some regular work. You can glance by every now and again if I say something that piques your interest or hits home. I don't know exactly, and that's okay. This podcast is never about the knowing. It's never about the having done. It's about the going and the doing. It's about the learning. I'm learning about how good I can run. And that's what we were talking about. We're testing our limits. We're pushing our limits. We're broaching our limits. Whoa, that bug was flying right alongside me for a minute. That was cool. Sometimes they accompany you. Occasionally, anytime I see a dragonfly, I think that's good luck. Anyway, learning, pushing, broaching. We're doing good today. The goal of this podcast is to run as Run Man would run. And there is no Run Man. There's only me becoming Run Man every time that I run. A little bit more and a little bit better every time. You know, I wanted to be a bit more casual with this podcast, a little bit less responsible with my goal making, a little less to the heart, and call myself Run Boy, just because it's kind of comedic. I'm 33 years old. I'm definitely a man. But in some places, I don't feel quite mature. In running, I would like to develop a little bit of maturity. And that means confronting the unknown, finding my limits, finding where my abilities are, and developing a relationship with them. That means testing them. That means talking to them. That means running a little bit more today. Or a little bit more this week, let's say. A little more next week. By the time I've sunk 50 or 60 episodes of this down, gosh knows where we're going to be. I can tell you one thing. The weather forecast is good on this thing. I'm thinking I'm going to get there and beyond. I'm going to keep doing this podcast just as long as I'm interested in it. So you're asking yourself perhaps, what is the end game? Well, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I will do what I've been doing. And I'll be a little deliberately opaque. See, those are also big words. Maybe we'll go over big words on the kid-friendly podcast so we can all learn together. Deliberately means I thought about it really hard. Or I kind of planned it out a little bit, you know? Opaque means you can kind of see through it, but it's cloudy. It's kind of like the lights are a little dim. It's like when you try to look at the sun through a really thick piece of obsidian. You might get a little bit of glow, but it's less. It's like a lampshade as opposed to a lamp bulb. That's what opaque means. It's got a cool spelling too. O-P-A-Q-U-E. I like those weird letters. Z, Y. I've got a Y in all of my names. All three of them. I won't tell you all of them. I'll tell you what, I'll give you one of my names. I'll give you, y'all already know my first name is Justin. Well, my middle name is Riley. It's a good name. Didn't used to like it. Didn't used to like Justin either. But I like those names, perhaps because I like myself more at this point in my life. Took me a long time to get here, but I got here. Oh, we're just getting started. I promise. So what's the end game, huh? Well, I'm going to provide a deliberate and opaque explanation. Here's what it is. I'm going to get good. I'm okay at running. I'm not bad. I ran for 3 hours the last couple of days. I ran an hour and a half yesterday. I ran an hour and a half the day before. And then I ran like an hour the day before. We're on a roll, man. We're on a roll. It's only going to keep getting better. And I'm going to keep getting better until I'm good, quote unquote. On the internet, you might hear this phrase, get good. G-I-T-G-U-D. For those in the gaming community, that means stop belly aching about the rules of the game and the broken mechanics. Either stop playing the game or practice at it and get better. Oftentimes, it's not used as cleanly as I would like. People get a little mean with their get good talk, and that's not what we're doing here. We're all doing this thing together. All skill levels. If you can run a couple of feet, great. If you can walk, great. If you can push your wheelchair, great. If you can breathe in your tube, great. If you're Stephen Hawking and you don't do any of those things, but you think up brilliant things, breathe some life into people's imaginations, explore the wonder of the universe, I got your back. I know you've got mine. I don't even have to meet you to know that. Whatever other stuff is going on with you, I know you've got my back. That's why I'm out here. I feel it. I feel it. It's very real to me. All that support, all the love. I feel the love. So it's my job to give a little bit back, because I'm growing my own, growing my own love. My heart's getting bigger every day. My legs get stronger, my hearts get bigger. My hearts. I only have one heart. I promise. Although the way we're going to be running soon, you might think I've got a couple. Or three. You'll see. We'll get there, I promise. Okay, no light promises. As long as this remains interesting, I'm gonna keep doing it. We're halfway through this run. I'm feeling good. I'm gonna get back just in time to throw an egg on toast and get a little salt and cracked pepper on it. Maybe some chives, a couple olives on the side. The Kalamatas, the purple ones. Here's another personal little tidbit. Shout out to all y'all who love that color, purple. I love purple. Shout out to Prince. Whew. Prince was not super household friendly. He did his own thing his whole life, pretty much. Good for him. But we won't be talking too much about him this episode. Maybe next episode. Well, I've got a sharp booger in my left nostril, and I don't want to snot rocket it because it's going to sound pretty heinous. And as I said before, when I get going on these runs, eventually I start sounding a little juicy. And for some of you, that's a very comforting, mechanical, human series of sounds. For others of you, that's the worst thing that you could ever imagine hearing somebody do. Blowing mucus, oh my gosh. Hey, don't worry about it. Crutches. And things to put plants on. Well, that's quite handsome. I especially like this tall thing right here. I could hang my socks on that. That's right, we're ranger rolling, so I can't. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, I love free sounds. You guys know that I have a display center now. There's an adult parenty thing. Oh, I've got a display center, an entertainment center. Oh yeah. The only caveat, and a caveat, by the way, is like a catch. It's like but here's the thing that surprises you. That might not make the deal so sweet. That's a caveat. C-A-V-E-A-T. Caveat. Good word. I don't use that one too much. In this case, though, there was a caveat to my whole journey, like 20 or 30 runs ago. Wasn't that long ago. A couple of thousand feet from my house, I came upon an entertainment center with glass shelves everything intact and looked good, was built good. And there was a big old free sign. And I thought, I got a big TV. And I got limited desk space. And I like my coffee and my writing and things. I make use of desk space. So, let's get this thing home. Now here it is. That thing didn't fit in my car. And it was also about 75 pounds. And weirdly shaped. If you can imagine, it's like 3 shelves and a big old long skinny neck that ends in like a T shape where you put your TV. So it's a very tall, very wide, weirdly shaped thing. And wouldn't you know, I was able to drive the glass shelves home after I got home. But then I tried to fit the entertainment center in there and it wasn't going in. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have the tools, the time, or the will to disassemble this thing. Disassemble means to take apart. Disassemble. Good word. Take apart. Thrash. No, I didn't have the time or the will to carefully take apart that entertainment center. So I thought to myself, what can I do? What do I have that I can bring to this? Do I really want this thing? I said, yes. And it's not that far from my house, a few thousand feet. So I picked it up and I spent the next hour lugging that thing home. I tried keeping it really close to my hips and walking. I tried lifting it up really, really high so that it wasn't getting in the way of my legs. I still banged up my legs a bunch on it. But after I figured out that I can wear it on my back at a weird diagonal angle that's basically over the shoulder, well, I lumberjacked that thing right home. My shoulders ached and my back ached, but my legs, well, they ached too. But they always ache. I'm Run Man, remember? I wasn't Run Man back then, but I was thinking about it. You know, I've been thinking about doing this thing for years. Because I got a goal. We talked about goals a little bit, but I never gave you a good, not even a good opaque goal. Me here with the entertainment center, strong legs, 1 to 3 hearts. What are we gonna do with them? Well, here's what I've said before. As a hint, as a tasty little tidbit. Give it 6 months, give it a year, give it 2 years, I don't know. I don't want it to take too long. I'm thinking a year or 2. That sounds good. Whew. Within a year or 2 of all these podcasts and all this running, I'm gonna be good enough. I plan. I intend. That's a good word. I mean to do it. That's what intention means. I mean to do it. I'm putting my mind on it. I'm putting my body on it too. I'm running. We're hammering this cement like mallets. Bam, bam, bam. And after a few hundred of these, well, slowly getting better at it every time, every week, guess what? The hint that I have for you, my friends, kiddos, parents, everybody, may you watch me and support me. May my doing this support you in the hard thing that you're trying to do. Because I guarantee you life is full of hard things, but we're stronger than we think. Human beings can make it through ice ages. I know that because we've already done it. We take our hits, we take our licks. Sometimes, I live in California, sometimes my state catches on fire and my sky is gray and it snows ash and the air is weirdly cold and weirdly dry and you get these piles of ash. And sometimes my work burns down. And sometimes we get together and we do food drives and we shuttle people out of the danger zone and we cheer on the firefighters. You know what I'm saying? Hard stuff. Firefighters live next to a fire station. Go firefighters, go. They rule. They rule, man. I love them. All right. With in the next few hundred of these runs, I'm gonna be good enough. I'm going to be good enough at this where I can run for 5 hours every day. Not that I would, but 6 and 7 days, let's say. Something like that. Most of the week. You know why 5 hours, guys? Because I'm not that fast a runner, but I'm not that slow either. Between 5.5 hours, that's how long it took me to run the 3 or so marathons that I've run in my entire life. Those were all years ago. And they all left me not in a hospital bed, but close. Months and months of knee pain and damage. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm taking you along with me. And that, my friends, you think that's enough? No, that's just the hint. You don't get to know just yet where I'm going. It's good. I'm not doing anything no one has done. People have done what I'm gonna try to do. I am pretty sure. I don't think they've done it the way that I'm gonna do it. It doesn't matter anyway, because they're not me. I'm not a master of running. That's why this is so cool. I'm okay at it, and I'm getting better. So if you're okay at something, if you're not super talented, but you just keep going for it, every day you show up, every day, every time, well, you're gonna be the one that makes it to the finish line with me. Maybe if we get strong enough, we can find some folks who are almost there. We can grab them up by the arms. We can help them across that last couple of feet if they're still willing to go. It's worth it. I'm supporting you, you're supporting me. If there's a comment section on this video, let me know. What's the hard thing that you're trying to do? I'm with you. I'm in. 100%. I might not support you verbally, but I'm telling you right now, and I'll tell you across all these episodes because it's that important that I've got you. Yeah. That young lady was singing in her car and smiling and dancing around. That was awesome. That was awesome. So good. I'd never see any of this stuff, and I'd never get to meet all you guys if I hadn't done this podcast. Or run. It's already 1,000 times worth it. Okay, this is it. I got no time for a good outro. Well, everybody, this has been episode 14, a mini episode for many people and everybody by Run Man. Once again, the podcast's name is Ride Along with Run Man. Episode 14, I'm Run Man. I'm your running man. We're gonna get even better at this thing on the ride on out. But for now, I bid you all a fine evening. I bid you all an excellent endeavor. Remember, whatever the hard thing is that you're trying to do, I'm with you. I know you're with me. So let's hit it. Okay. Let's take it home. Goodbye, my friends. I'm gonna give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1.